Okay, so here is the Chile Verde. Now this is supposed to be a green tomato in general. So I'm not sure why I'm getting some of these are coming out yellow. Maybe because they're well past their ripe stage. So these are probably right here where you'd want to pick them. They start blushing with a little bit of yellow in it. So they should be edible at this point. But generally this is a green tomato. And from what I understand, this tomato is commonly used in salsa mixes and stuff like that. So it's very popular down south. But here's what it looks like. You see I got some bug damage or blight coming in. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it now. Things are all changing very quickly out here. But these fell off the plant already. The wind knocked it over. It rained. All kinds of bad stuff happened to the spore plant. But here they are. This is what it looks like on the plant. You get this nice little cluster on here. And I'm going to leave these on to ripen. Hopefully it doesn't fall over again. And it's a regular leaf plant. Not exactly a sawtooth leaf, but a regular leaf, as you can see here. And what else about it? It's an indeterminate tomato. And that's about all I know. Okay, so here's our tomato review part of the video for the Chile Verde tomato. So again, all I know about it is that it's an indeterminate tomato. It's like a plum tomato, but it's a green tomato. Don't know much about it. First year I'm growing it. Verde is usually used in a lot of like green salsas and things like that. This tomato is actually used for. So it does have a purpose to the tomato. I just don't know that much about it. I'll leave whatever information I find about it down in the description below. And you can look that up. So first thing we want to do is do a squeeze test. Yeah, it's not going to be that good. It's about 4.5 on the Brix meter. Let's give it a taste test and see what it tastes like. Let's cut a piece off. Oh, it says it ain't sweet. Well, I can tell you right out the gate. Now, I'm not sure if that's because of all the rain and it washed out all the nutrients I put in the soil. I'm really not sure what's going on here this year. But this particular tomato right now is not really sweet at all. I'm going to say the sweetness is probably somewhere around 20, maybe even lower than that. There's really no sweetness at all in it. Now, it doesn't taste bad just because it has no sweetness in it. It doesn't taste bad. It's just no sweetness, basically. I mean, you can barely, if there is any sweetness, it's almost undetectable. And as far as the tangy part goes, you can taste the tang on it, but even the tang is very low. So the tang is like, I don't know, maybe 25, 26% on the tang. So it's not that much, higher than the sweetness. It's just the tang is just really low. The tomato is generally really a watery tomato with a tomato aftertaste that tastes pretty good. It's just kind of hard to explain. I can't imagine too many things I'd want to use this tomato for other than pickling tomatoes. You can pickle these tomatoes. Or you could probably fry these type of tomatoes. They'd probably taste good fried. And I don't know too much else. You could try making a sauce out of it. Let me find another piece or two. And it's really, really light in flavor, guys. I'll give you a better look at it. That's what the Verde tomato looks like. That's pretty much, you're going to see a little point on the bottom. Here's another example. It's going to kind of look like this. Little nipple on the bottom. Kind of elongated a little bit. Almost looks like the lemon tomato, but it's not. But we'll try cutting another one open and see if maybe the flavor is different. Here's the inside of it, by the way. It's a semi-hollow tomato, so it's, I guess, like a paste tomato or something. Alright, so that's what it looks like on the inside. It's kind of hollow, but it's very watery for a hollow tomato. Usually hollow tomatoes are kind of on the dry side, and they're bred that way because they want to make paste with those tomatoes. So, I don't know. There's a lot of wilding in the rind too, in this tomato. It's very different looking. Well, the flesh is kind of, it's kind of soft, maybe because it's too ripe, I'm not sure. But it's kind of soft, and it's not terrible or anything. It's just a very bland tomato. I mean, if you're somebody who's not really into strong tomato type flavors, you like a little tomato or a light flavored tomato and a light effect of everything about a tomato, this would probably be a tomato that you should try, because it's not a very strong tasting tomato. It's very mild. It's almost like you're not even eating tomato, almost. I mean, you can taste that tanginess come in. It does have a little bit of a tomato flavor, very slightly, and it's very watery, and the flesh is very soft. It just kind of, you can eat these things very quickly out in the field. I mean, it's nothing. It wouldn't be a hard task to eat a half dozen of these while you're out in the garden. No problem. You can just munch them down. But sometimes tomatoes tend to get, when you're eating them all day. I do so many of these tomato reviews. By the end of the day, I'm just sick of tomatoes. I don't even want to come out and do the reviews, because the tomatoes, I can keep tasting them. I eat so many tomatoes every day, I get to a point where I don't even want to eat tomatoes anymore. So you can't get to that point. Not that you want to, but you can't get to that point. And this kind of tomatoes, the kind of tomato you could eat all the time and probably not get sick of it, because it's just very light in flavor. So I don't know what else to say about it. Give it a go. I think you should try maybe making the Chile Verde out of it. There's a chili picante, or a chili that you make with this, or a salsa rather, you make with this particular tomato. You can look it up online and maybe try one of those recipes. You buy these tomatoes, grow them, and make it. Yeah, I guess you could try that. That's it. That's your tomato review for the Chile Verde tomato. And like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.